Okay, continue. Furthermore, one should never be tempted to detach the moral lesson of the mitzvah from its performance. So as we said before, right, and maybe like in simple words, you can say it's a mitzvah. Every mitzvah, it's like a body and a soul. So body is a physical act, whatever you do, and the soul is like this your kavana, right? Your intention and what you understand about this mitzvah. Okay. One may feel that once he has penetrated the meaning of the mitzvah and drawn from it inspiration and wisdom, he may neglect the actual performance of the mitzvah ritual. So and we find that like many people who learn in Torah like superficially, they know they know a lot. If you ask, they know a lot, right? But they don't do exactly zero. And you would ask like how is it possible? Like we have this person just recently comment on our channel where we had this clip about Mashiach from Rabbi Rubenschlitter, and these like short sentences with 3 dots and then continue this like a crazy person. So I asked him if he learns Torah on a daily basis, halachah on a daily basis. Of course he does not, right? So and many people they get carried away by this spirituality, and they forgot to do the physical acts. Right, that's what exactly he's talking about. Sometimes one may feel that once he has penetrated the meaning of the mitzvah and drawn from it inspiration and wisdom, he may neglect the actual performance of the mitzvah. And it's very, very like I see it like every time with many people. Okay, so continue. That's one of the reasons that we started the series of classes to teach inspiration is very good. You have to observe Torah, be close to HaShem. Okay, I wanna be close to HaShem. So what do I do? Right. So okay. So what do I do? Okay. So that's exactly what you do. Right. When a person does the mitzvahs, it's one of each mitzvah is 600. We have 613 ways to connect to HaShem. So by know the address, and this address, the specific address, is perform the mitzvah exactly as Hashem meant it and as was described by our sages, prescribed. Okay, so of course this approach this is incorrect, as Ramban in a book Emunah and Bitachon, chapter 19 teaches. If one experiences spiritual awakening, he must concretize it. If it is so, if it is to have any permanence. So concretize it, meaning make it permanent, something that you can say I did it. Like inspiration is very good, but it has to be transferred into some physical actions. Okay, so it's very similar to what we just explained. It is insufficient to be a good Jew in the heart and mind, as Rabbi Rubenschlitter always say. Yeah. So people who say I'm a good Jew, I'm a good Jew, I'm a good person. So how are you a good person? I don't kill anybody, right? I don't steal from somebody. I feed stray dogs. I do acts of kindness. I give $1 to the homeless person. Okay, so Rabbi Rubenschlitter always says these things do not make you good, right? So these things make you not bad. So if you don't kill somebody, it's not because you don't want to kill somebody, right? Maybe you would like to kill that person. Let's say your boss or whatever, your neighbor, right? Maybe, but you're afraid of a prison, right? You're afraid of the punishment. You're afraid that maybe he's going to kill you first. Does not make you a good person, right? You steal, you don't steal because you're afraid to go to jail, right? And you're afraid of consequences, right? You're good to your wife, not because you're a good person, but because maybe you're afraid to be alone, right? And all other things, right? So what makes a person good right? It's when He produces good. So HaShem is good. HaShem is ultimate good, and only He can define good. Only He, right? The source of all good can define what is good. And one attribute of HaShem is what? That He always gives. He never takes back anything from us. This famous clown Friedman says, when Menis Friedman, Hashem Rashei Merkav said, yeah, God needs you, right? That's not what Torah says. Hashem, clearly, I don't need anything from you. Right? Whatever you do, it's for yourself, but Hashem always gives, never receives. And so definition of a good person is the one who gives, right? One who produces good. And what Hashem sees as good and what He describes as a light is actually mitzvah. So it says, right? So the mitzvah is light. Torah is a Torah's chaim, a Torah of life. And all its exalted ideas must find the active expression and actualization in a daily life. So let's read one more time because it's also very deep line. The Torah is a Torah chaim, Torah of life, right? But it is a Torah of life, and that's what we think when we take out the Torah. But it's only the continuation of the verse is it's Torah of tree of life for those who grasp it. So only if you follow Torah, it's tree of life. If you don't, so you're on the wrong side. And all its exalted ideas must find active expression, right, and actualization in daily life. So just to say that Torah is good, Torah is life is good, right? It's very good, but person has to act, right? Active expression, actualization in daily life. The obligation to keep the mitzvahs is therefore independent of any understanding of them. So as we said before, but he's more concrete. So one more time, the obligation to keep mitzvahs is therefore independent of any understanding of them. As we said at the beginning of the class, we do the mitzvahs and we continue learning. So for example, if somebody is bal teshuva or somebody is a convert, of course person cannot learn. It's like too much overwhelming information, right? Like I have this reports from several people who did not learn, even though they were observing for some time before we met, before we started studying together. And I asked them, like, the different people, different age group, and say, why you never like read any Jewish book? He said, and people say almost word to word. We went to the Jewish bookstore and saw like thousands of books, like all of the shelves filled with books, and we did not know what to buy. Just and turned back and went out. It's very interesting, right? So of course it's a lot of information when you just begin, but that's why we start with these simple books, right? The more modern books like this one. The bottom line you do 1, 2, 3, and then you learn more, and then you go to Shulchan Aruch and he expands, and then you go to commentary, commentary meaning to Rema, you go to Rema, you go to Mishnah Berurah, and you have a better idea what's going on with it. But you don't start with Shulchan Aruch. I mean, in our days, right? Because you need to know the bottom line, what to do. And just because you do not understand should not stop you from performance any mitzvah. One who performs a mitzvah without any thought of its meaning has nevertheless fulfilled his obligation, albeit in a diminished form. While one who contemplates and internalizes but ignores the mitzvah act has in no way discharged his responsibility and remains liable for the sin of omission and its accompanying penalties. So it's very interesting. So let's try. It's very, very deep understanding, and what I see, at least people who only watch the videos on internet and never read the actual book, right? That's they actually, many of them in this category. So let me read one more time. We're going to explain.
One who performs a mitzvah without any thought of the meaning of its meaning has nevertheless fulfilled the obligation. So you did a mitzvah, and you know that you did it. So you see, like a person was absent-minded. A person like has all the stress at work and life with kids, this and that. Okay, all of us have our own challenges, right? So, but he knows that he did the mitzvah even without paying attention. I said the blessing. I did the physical act. After the fact, you get in a reward. And the clowns, of course, they're going to teach you, no, you have to love God, you have to do it out of love. So a person, and I heard it many times in my life, no, I cannot keep kosher. So I said, why you cannot keep kosher? No, because I have this non-Jewish girlfriend, because I still work on Shabbos. I will say, well, what is the connection? What is it? This is one mitzvah, this is another mitzvah. But these clowns tell them, or they like contemplate, they make up the reason why they don't want to do the mitzvahs, right? Why? And they say, because I'm not doing everything, I'm not going to do this as well. So of course it's a not right approach, right? So one more time, even you did the mitzvah, you understood exactly zero. And even if you say the blessing, so somebody insists in saying blessing in Hebrew, I have to write them like in their own language, how to say, oh, there is a transliteration on internet, they don't need me, basically, right? So, and they said they understand exactly zero. They do not understand why doing that. After the fact, of course, it's not the highest level of the mitzvah, but they did the mitzvah, 100%. While the one who contemplates and internalizes, so but this person, he's very spiritual, right, in his mind, and he contemplates, internalizes, and ignores the mitzvah act. So he spends so much time on learning about the mitzvah, so he neglected the time of the mitzvah past, right? Ignores the mitzvah act. Has no way, he's in no way discharged his responsibility, and remains liable for the sin of omission and its accompanying penalty. So meaning, it's very interesting. But person who thought about the mitzvah, he learned a lot of the mitzvah, but did not do, so he's liable. HaShem gave him opportunity to do the mitzvah. He gave him health and time and everything, right? And person did not do it, so he's responsible. Okay, so it's accompanying penalty. Usually for positive mitzvahs, there is no penalty, usually. There are a few examples. What would be the example? Like tefillin, right? Tefillin is a positive mitzvah, so a person who did not put tefillin, so there is consequences, right? Or somebody, or circumcision. Right? So that's the second one, positive mitzvah, but there is consequences, and I think he did not eat matzah on Pesach. Something is a Pesach, but that's it. So for others, there is no actual penalty. The principle of naseh v'nishma. So naseh v'nishma is translated as we will do and we will hear. So first we do, and then we listen the explanation. That was the original approach of Jewish people, right? When we accepted the Torah, and it must be exactly the same today. So I had this conversation with somebody. They say, "But yeah, but what is it? This not reform, but the different group, different cults." So I said that there is no difference between them and Christianity. They all modifiers of the Torah, right? This modify in this way, and those modify in that way. It does not make any difference. So we're trying to adhere to the authentic Torah. Whatever our forefathers did when we received the Torah, they say we will do and we will listen. HaShem liked it very much. So okay, so just stick to that. Stick to whatever works, right? So one more time, the principle of naseh v'nishma does not only mean that we accept the Torah without preconditions, but also that nishma, the hearing and understanding of the mitzvah follows and is secondary to Naseh. Okay. So right? Meaning that we have to learn anyway, right? But it's only secondary. So 2 parts of the mitzvah so you have to do. It's the important part, first part, and second you have to learn. It is actually right. So 1 second. The hearing and understanding of the mitzvah follows the secondary of naseh. Okay. The secondary to naseh. Naseh, it's action. It's actual fulfillment. Okay. Internalizing the mitzvah is only meaningful when coupled with the performance of the mitzvah. Okay. So one more time, internalizing the mitzvah is only meaningful when coupled with the performance of the mitzvah. So only like when you do the mitzvah, so you already know the actions, what comes first, what comes second, and how it goes. So then it's easy for you to combine it together in your mind, and it's easier to understand. So but one person does not look like what we are talking about, and it's all very foreign for that person. So to explain him like this concept, it's like a waste of time almost. This is a tandem with the axiom of Pirkei Avos 3:12. Anyone whose wisdom exceeds his good deeds, his wisdom will not endure. Right? So, and it's very interesting, right? So as I would say one more time, anyone whose wisdom exceeds his good deeds. So good deeds is a secondary, right? He's engrossed or she's engrossed in intellectual understanding, just watching the videos. Right? Are you going to learn watching in videos about parasha? Okay, it's very interesting. There some rabbi collects all of the jewels from all the different across the different sages, and it's very interesting. But are you going to know how to wash hands before the bread? Most likely not. Right? Right? So we said deeds must precede the intellect. Okay, continue. So of course it's short explanation. For a longer explanation, you can watch Rabbi Reuven Shlita's Pirkei Avos series. He spends, I don't know how long he spends, maybe 3 hours explaining this verse. Just as the fire of the candle cannot exist without a wick, right, on which to kindle, so the most profound and exalted concept contained in the divine wisdom of the mitzvah must find a physical expression in order to be sustained. So it's unbelievable. I'm not sure if his language or he borrowed this from somewhere else. It's very interesting. So one more time. Just as the fire of a candle cannot exist without a wick, right? You have a beautiful candle, very expensive. If there is no wick, it's not going to burn. It's useless, right? On which to kindle. So you kindle the wick, and that's how it works. So the most profound and exalted concept contained in divine wisdom of the mitzvah must find the physical expression in order to be sustained. So you need something physical. First, we go by physical. First, we have a wick, right? Like even this wick you can have without candle. Of course, it's going to burn in a few seconds, but it can burn. But candle without wick is not going to burn. So you must have the